Blood, Bones and Butter. Gabrielle Hamilton. Gabrielle Hamilton's Blood, Bones and Butter begins in a crumbling farmhouse in rural Pennsylvania, where her childhood was steeped in the scent of roasting lamb and wood smoke. Her French mother and artist father turned every meal into theatre, feeding friends and family with effortless style. But when that world collapsed, her parents' marriage ending, the house falling silent, Gabrielle was left to fend for herself, clinging to the only constant she had ever known: food. From those early days of survival, she learned that cooking could be both a refuge and a rebellion. Her teenage years were rough and raw, drifting through jobs, stealing food, washing dishes, and learning to hustle in the back alleys of New York kitchens. Yet each scrape taught her something about work, hunger, and the strange dignity found in chaos. In college, she studied writing, finding parallels between crafting a story and crafting a meal. Both required patience, rhythm, and honesty. But kitchens kept calling her back, the noise and heat pulling her into a life that was as demanding as it was addictive. When she opened Prune, her tiny restaurant in Manhattan's East Village, it was less a business venture and more an act of self-definition. She built it from the ground up, stubbornly, without pretense or polish. Her food, uncompromising, deeply personal, was the culmination of every scar and lesson she'd carried. In those narrow, steamy rooms, she found her voice as a chef and a storyteller, turning the raw ingredients of her life into something sustaining and true. But success didn't soften her. It forced her to confront the contradictions within herself. The solitary artist who longed for connection, the perfectionist who craved chaos. Her marriage to an Italian doctor brought her to the hills of Puglia, where she learned the rhythms of another kitchen, the slow simmer of family lunches, the sacred rituals of food and time. There she faced the ache of belonging and alienation all at once, caught between two worlds and two identities. Through it all, her hunger for authenticity, for meaning, for creation, never eased. Blood, Bones and Butter is more than a memoir of food. It's the anatomy of a life built through appetite, work, and will. Gabrielle Hamilton writes the way she cooks, with precision, grit, and an unflinching honesty that turns the ordinary into art. Her story reminds us that the kitchen, like life, is messy, brutal, and when you let it be, beautifully human.